Hello, everyone. It is Stacy with the Stacy Jewel Foundation, and today we are going to talk about investing in yourself. Are you ready to have a seat on the couch? All right, let's do it. Investing in yourself means being creative, thinking outside the box, building your brand, rebuilding your brand, getting in communities with people who are similar and like minded as you, and building up your foundation. So let's start with number one. Stop starting over. In order to invest in yourself, you have to be disciplined and stay focused. So this means pick something that you really want to do and stick with it. I am the prime example of this. I have started and stopped multiple businesses, and it wasn't because they weren't working fast enough. It's because I really didn't feel fulfilled. So when you think about what it is you want to do, don't just think about the money. Think about what it is that's going to bring you the legacy that you're willing to leave behind and what you're actually going to enjoy doing every single day. So in that, you have to think about not only the finances, locations, career paths. You're going to have to think about, can I do this every day for the rest of my life? Or can I do this every day for the next 5 to 10 years? Is this something I want to do? And then once you do that, you have to be able to build an empire. And that means working through the hard times. There's so many people who own businesses and have succeeded, and they've cried, they've challenged their thoughts, they thought about quitting, but they kept getting up every day and working towards their ultimate goal. You can't keep starting something, then quitting and wondering why you're not making a profit or being recognized or gaining momentum or even benefiting from your hard work. It takes a good 2 years for any business to pick up momentum. And that is if you're putting in the time and effort. You can't just sit around on your couch for 2 years and wonder why your business didn't take off. If you're going to school, you can't quit every semester and wonder why you're taking 5 years to get a bachelor's degree or 10 years to get out of community college. You have to keep pushing forward. You have to stay disciplined because it's not about being in the mood to do it. It's about being disciplined enough to get up and do it even when you don't want to. That is why it is so important to do something you actually want to do. Getting up and doing it for years, do you really want to do that? You can have a business, you can have a side hustle, or you can have a job, and you can be really excited about it at first. And then after you see how much work and energy it takes and time, then you become stagnant and the thrill is gone. And you're like, what's next? Do I stay at this job, or do I do something else? Or do I go back to school, or do I create another career, or do I create another side hustle? But if you haven't fully gone through the entire process of what it is you're doing, you're never going to be able to finish anything. So it's not about starting something else. It's about pulling through and making changes and standing strong through this time. You will be so glad you did, because on the other side are the customers, the clients, the recognition, the follow through, the followers. There have been so many cafes I've been to in Arizona, and I think about it as a new place. I'm like, oh my God, I wonder how long they've been here. And then I go up and ask like one of the workers or managers or something, and they're like, oh, we've been here 3 years. I am in amazement. I've never heard of this place. Had they closed down or have quit, I would have never even heard of them. So sometimes it takes the process and the longevity to just be recognized, and it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. Again, most places start getting most recognition after 2 years. So you can't quit after a year of not making the sales, or of not being recognized in your job, or of not doing something, because at the end of the day, it takes time to build that up. Number 2, stop seeking approval. It doesn't matter what other people want you to do if you don't want to do it. I have had several people tell me I'm good at something and I should make a business of it. And let's be real, I did at first. I used to try it until one day I thought, if they want this to be a business, why don't they do it? I don't even like doing it. So what if I'm good at it? It doesn't mean I want to do it every single day. Have you ever heard people tell you multiple times like, oh my God, you do makeup so well, you should be a makeup artist? And you're like, yeah, I only like doing my own makeup. Or Oh, you're so good at fixing bikes, you should open a bike repair shop. No, this is not something I want to do every day. So at the end of the day, you have to really think about what you're getting approval for. I would sit down with a lot of people who could care less and text them and ask them questions about my life like they really were going to put that time and energy into my life plan. I would call people and ask them what they thought about my goals and ambitions, and then it only would lead to devastation. They weren't interested. You will hear people ask you why you're aiming so high, or others will wonder why you're asking them in the first place. Are you secretly competing with them? So basically, you're wasting your time asking for approval from people. Some will just not care enough to even answer your questions. They'll say something like, oh, you got this, you'll make the right decision, then move on to their problems. You don't need anyone's approval to move forward in life. Just do it, and they will see what you have done when it is done. Getting approval is only validating that fear inside of you that is waiting for some reason not to take the next step. You know what you want to do. Stop waiting for approval from others, especially those who aren't doing anything with their own lives. Number 3, stop listening to broke people. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. How can you learn anything financial, emotional, mental, or even physical listening to anyone who is broke? They don't manage their money, so they can't possibly tell you about financial well-being. And usually those people are stressed and mentally overwhelmed. When you want to make a change, you have to reach out to those who are already at the level you want to be. I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but let me tell you 1,000,001. You can't be afraid to approach a successful person and ask for advice. Most will be surprised, but glad to share that you want to do better. A few years ago, I had a mastermind group. It was fun, it was exciting, and everything was really going well and everyone got along. But soon I realized I wasn't getting anything from it. I would help people with their problems, but when it came to mine, most of the women had never really gotten as far as I did, so they couldn't really give me advice on how to correct an issue. As I evolved, I revamped my groups and became enlightened by women who had experience under their belt and were able to give me the guidance I was looking for. It's nothing against the other women. It's just that how can you teach something you've never been through? Like I'm no medical doctor. I can't sit around medical doctors and give them that advice that they need. So me being in a mastermind group with those people is not going to be beneficial to them nor myself. So in retrospect, I was thinking like, I'm going to have all these powerful women who want to do things in a group where we can chat and motivate each other. But I realized I needed like-minded people. So it's nothing against not being around people that have things going and want to have things going, but you also have to think about what it is that's going to benefit you. There's nothing wrong with being honest with yourself and telling yourself, I need to put myself in the rooms of those I'm trying to be like. It doesn't matter how odd you feel at first. You will learn the talk, the walk, and the direction of the person you will soon become. How can you ask a broke person how to become rich? It isn't an insult, it's an observation. You have to ask a rich person how to become rich. You have to ask a business owner how business works. You have to dig and explore, not just around your friends who you're doing things with. You have to think about your master plan and how it's going to come to life. You will also be tied up with broke people problems, having fun. Let's just keep it real. The rich people don't worry about having fun. They have plenty of money to do fun things. They have other issues to worry about. Broke people are always trying to have fun, and they're trying to get money to have fun. Not to invest, not to build, not to grow, not to learn or expand, but to enjoy their time or their weekend. If you are around people who only care about what Friday nights are hitting for, then you are probably not going to move very quickly in entrepreneur business. You will be consumed with choices of going out or investing in your business, a side hustle, or your career. Think about that. Number 4, stop telling everyone your move before you make it. Now, I am the prime example of this. I used to sit and everything I thought of before I even wrote it down, before I even, invested the time and energy into digging up the information or discussing it with my partner or anything, I would start calling around to like my mom or my friends or my family and, hey, what do you think about this? This is what I really want to do. What do you think about this? And it would give me some good vibes because some people are like, oh, you'd be so great at that. And then others like, yeah, okay, another thing you're trying to do. But ultimately, it was like a deflation of my idea. Before I could even really put it to life and think about it or envision it, I was so busy trying to let other people put their dibs in on what it was going to be like. And it would frustrate me. Oh, I don't want to do that. But then why are you telling people about that? Like, why? So I had to realize that one of the biggest mistakes is talking too much. When you start telling people what your plans are, you put a competition energy out into the conversation. People are immediately intimidated because they don't think about that first. They think about what you're going to do, how you're going to overshadow them. Some may even try to beat you doing it. Others may doubt you and put you down before you even make the plan or the process. When you leave people guessing, you allow the element of surprise. And by the time you have unveiled your next chapter, people are wondering when you had time to do it, the money, the patience to put it together. It's not about closing anyone out, but people don't see your vision like you do. So why waste time trying to explain it to them and work it out when you can work it out amongst yourself? This goes back to getting approval. You want people to tell you how great of an idea it is, how wonderful you are at making it. When in reality, you don't even care if they want you to do it or not, because you know if that's something you want to do prior to even telling them. Stop jumping on the phone and calling anyone who will listen about your plans and your goals. Most of the time, they're comparing their lives to yours and wondering if you're going to be doing better than them. They're waiting for you to tell them something negative about your life so they can discuss that with all the other things that you've talked about. They want to disregard all the good things you've just told them and focus only on the most horrible and defining things in your life. People like drama. They like negativity. You can spend an hour on the phone with someone telling them about all your great plans, and in the last 4 minutes of the call, say something negative, and they will have only heard that negative thing the entire call. They want to know more and can't wait to tell mutual friends and family about the negative situation you are going through. Someone in my life or in my family can graduate from college, buy a house, get married, while another person could lose their job. Guess which one everyone's going to talk about? Why the person lost their job. How many times were they late? They didn't care about the other person going to college for 4 years, building up their graduation day, getting married, buying a house. No, the negativity spreads quicker than anything positive. So be mindful of what you are jumping on the phone or in text messages or on social media telling people, because that's what the opinion is going to be of you, not the great things that you're doing, not the positive things that you're doing. And number 5, invest in the person you want to be. Take classes, learn from others, listen to videos, podcasts, read books, etc. Do what you need to learn what you want. There is no one who fits all. There's no one way fits all. I'm sorry. It's kind of like I am the learner and I need to figure out what works for me. Because personally, I'm a hands-on learner. So you can tell me things over and over again, but if I'm not physically doing it or repeating it, I'm not going to be able to get it. So everybody learns differently. When you invest in the person you want to become, you want things to align in your life the way you want. If you want to be more fit, then you got to work out more. If you want to be more educated, then you got to learn more. And that doesn't necessarily mean going to college or things like that. You can listen to podcasts, you can read books, you can watch videos, you can do things by learning from other people, around people that are teaching you things. It doesn't have to be going off to college. If you want to have more peace in your life, then you need to find out what works best for you, which means sometimes you have to eliminate people or spend more time with yourself or learn more about yourself. Investing in yourself also means creating the life you want. You can't invest in yourself by just thinking about things. You have to put things into action. You can't say you want to get more fit while you watch every Netflix show on TV every night and then you put off exercising. You can't say you want to be more financially stable, but then you're on Amazon buying everything on sale. You can't complain you don't make enough money, but you want to apply yourself to higher paying jobs or go get a side hustle or do Amazon Flex or do Uber. You have to invest in what you think about and what you talk about. If you want to be like-minded people or be around like-minded people, you have to invest in being able to connect with them. You have to get off the internet and start making real connections. You have to go places you've never been and try things you've never done. Not only will you find out if you enjoy the experience, you're investing time into you. You're learning more about yourself. So I hope that one of these 5 things has actually created a spark in you that will allow you to think outside the box, that will allow you to invest in yourself, that will allow you to put more energy into what it is you want to do. Because by the end of your life here, you want to be able to have left a legacy behind that embodied the true you, not what other people thought of you, not what you wanted to portray to people or your family, but the true and genuine you. And sometimes that means rebuilding, that means reviving, that means growing and developing and just taking time to sit in the you that you want to be. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share and follow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, have a seat on the couch. See you later.